Retard.
Good evening. Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Welcome to today's stream. Right, it's been a week, hasn't it? Jeez, time flies. And I hope you're all doing good. Mark, hello, hello. Fly Little, hello to you as well. And Giftspec, hello. Right. And Yoda, lekker. How are you doing, Yoda? Nice to see you. So we are here in Milano, Linate. And hi Fly, hello to you. Brennald, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you too. Captain Danny, hey. And AJ Mike out there, hello to you. So, we are currently in Milano, Linate. We are flying to beautiful Catania. Why? Because I just been there not long ago, and I was absolutely mind blown by the beauty again. I was so lucky to have absolutely amazing weather. Let me just have a look if I can find some pictures. So there we go. So that was during the approach. Coming from the north, what we did today as well, and you can see a little bit. You can see that's Catania there, and it was smoking a little bit, not much, but like East Midlands approach, almost. There's just a little bit of the scenic stuff missing in East Midlands. Yeah, so that was absolutely gorgeous, and no, that's the wrong picture. Let me get the next one. Yeah, so that's from the other side. That's again Catania here, and that was from the south on departure, and then on the ground. Beautiful. Yeah, I can see the smoke there. Minor details. Hey. Right, so And I've got a little video as well later on. I'll show that in cruise flight. My first officer had his GoPro camera with him, and just had a terrible landing in Phoenix. That's simple airport with that scenery from two. Okay. Well, Brendel, that you must have some other issue then, because I don't know why it should do that. 3 FPS, and you've got a good graphics card now, so nice. You got a new monitor coming in. Nicely, lovely. Yeah, I'm waiting currently. I'm waiting for my my simulator setup, my simulator rig from Monster Tech. It should be coming sometime during the next 2 weeks, so I'm excited about that. Right, regarding today's flight, let me have a look here. Let's go through the minor details. Apache Cockpit, not quite, but definitely going to be some interesting setup coming in, so very much looking forward to that. Just put that on here. Right, so the flight plan, Linate to Catania. Flight time was about 1:30, it says. Well, it should be an 1:30 because the arrival routing. Oh, that's interesting. Got 2.6 now. What's the weather? No, it's still easterly winds. That's the wrong runway then. It doesn't matter. So it definitely will be 08 for landing with that kind of wind. And Palermo is our alternate airport. Good weather, cab okay. A little wind from the east as well, northeast. No, Brynald. Monster Tech is,
Welcome,
you know,
the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class
Let me just
cabin,
get
where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Getting closer to 30. Happy flying, Captain.
Flightsimulators coming in with a resub, 29 months. Yeah, almost 30. Thank you so much, Flightsimulators, for your support. That's a long time, 30 months almost. My God, thank you so much. That's really, really cool. Thank you, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Yeah, so Monster Tech, you know, Brennel, I talked about Monster Tech here. So these kind of, you know, panels regarding the connections to the desk, for example. On this side, I've got the mouse pad, etc., etc. So these things are actually, you know, been there for a long time, but they've actually now created a kind of cockpit setup which is modular, so you can adapt it to your own preferences. And the cool thing about it is you can actually select some quick exchangeable kind of add-ons for it, so you can quickly exchange you know, hardware, things like the throttle quadrant or the joystick, and exchange that to a yoke, etc., etc. Yeah, so it will be, for me, it's what I'm at least hoping to have it improved is the ergonomics. So I should be able to sit a lot more relaxed in the flight sim. So well, you can actually. I ordered a cup holder with it, I think. So at least it has that. Right, Linate currently 230 at 4, so a little wind from behind, kind of windy from behind. 12 degrees, a bit misty, 4,000 meters, and later on again becoming a bit. Yeah, the thing is, I ordered a comfy chair as well, Yoda, but that takes until, I think they said April, May or something. It's got a long waiting time, so. But yeah, I'll definitely look forward to that. Should be brilliant. Right, that's the routing. We're going to go past Pisa, a bit west of Rome, and then towards Catania. As you can see, wind is not much, really. Yesterday, actually, you know what? Yesterday we had strong tailwind from the north, and it was kind of, yeah, 100 100 knots. And some turbulence as well. 440 tropopause. Wow, that's high. Hey Chris Scott, how you doing? Comfy chair warning. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm aware of that, but I mean, you guys keep me busy, so I don't think it will be a problem. I don't know. I don't have that yet, Brennell. You know, these are kind of things I may go and talk to Senshai about. Senshai currently has almost finished a new intro for us, which is nice. A stream intro. Looking forward to that. And I've talked to him about some layout for that. Yeah, the ETA. Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it? Beautiful. Right, anyone joining? I'm on VATSIM, so I don't see anyone at Linate right now. Hey Ricardo, how you doing? Oh, Ricardo, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, fantastic. That's the important thing. You know, Ricardo, important thing is that you guys enjoy your add-ons. That's very cool to hear. You enjoy the FENIX. Fantastic. Magenta Dagger. How you doing? Right. So we've got level 350, and we'll go ahead and start to get things running. So let me go ahead and go to AOC menu, flight init. Let's call up the... Oh, you can't fly at the moment, you're on the Munich Tower. Well, GG. Is it busy? So let's go. So we got good database until the 22nd of February. Oh yeah, and before we go any further, let me just tell you guys that I'm going to be back to Frankfurt tomorrow. It's crazy. I was away 6 days, had standby duty, and the first day was chaotic because someone capped a fiberglass cable near Frankfurt. So they were working on, I don't know, some train track, and then they were drilling something there, and then they kind of cut through a fiberglass cable, which completely killed all communications at the company I work for, when it caused absolute havoc. So it was really weird. And then yeah, did some flying, and yesterday was lovely. Yesterday with some fantastic weather, some fantastic flights. So tomorrow I'm back to Frankfurt because I've got to go. I have a seminar on Wednesday, and then the day after I start a 5-day rotation. Now this is my last rotation before my holiday, because I've got pretty much all March off. So definitely some good streams coming in March. But until then, so we've got stream today, and then next stream is next Tuesday, guys. That's the only downside. So I won't be able to stream until next Tuesday. You try. Okay, interested here, Lilo. I'm interested here to see how it's going. You know, regarding connection issues and so on. Brennell, that's the very good question. I think that's a question management has to answer. And that was a question I was asking myself. You know, if it's so important and would cost so much money if it fails, where was the backup? Apparently, well, I read something in a newspaper saying apparently they had a backup, and the backup worked for a while, but then it kind of broke down as well. So I don't know. That's just the way it is. Right, let's get wind requests going, and so we have 46 costs next, quite high. And 350 tropopause at 46,000 feet and minus 56 degrees. Okay, so initially it's about 41,000 tropopause. Okay, So go 350 at minus 58 in this case. Pretty cold up there. We are expecting 59.60 fuel weight. And the block fuel of about 7.1 in that region. Let's put 7.1. Right, alternate is Palermo, and we need 1.2 tons of alternate fuel for that. There we go. So we have about 1 ton later on extra. Ah, okay, so I need to get the Q400. Hey, Tishka, I need to get the Q400 going as well then in P3D. All right, Roger, I'll try. So when I've got holiday in March, I think I'll be able to manage that. And JD, hello, how you doing? Cool, so let's have a look. EFB again. So let's go and initialize the flight here as well. And we currently have time 13:30, so let's say...
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box YouTube channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served.
Hey Kitman!
Thank you.
I was missing you. Thank you so much for coming in, and also thank you so much for the 12 months. Good evening. Kitman, are you flying along by any chance? We're doing 2 flights today. So we're doing, let me just get the today. What? Hang on, that was loud? What was loud? Yeah, so the first flight is from Milano to... But the announcement was loud, seriously? Okay, that's weird. Okay, not today, Kidman. No worries, no worries. I'm glad to hear that you're well. Hope you're doing good. So let's go mass and balance. So I want to have... Let's go and contact GSX. Request refueling.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Hey, MCK, how you doing? Regarding seminars, have you ever delivered one yourself? No.
To do it.
Oh, actually, no, not at my company, no. I did do some at the German Air Force, where I had my national service. I had to do 2 seminars, but apart from that, no, not really. Okay, so Brennelt, I'll give you the routing in a second. Hang on, let me just get Navigraph running, and I'll show you. So let's import that from SimBrief, and then Catania. Let's do ground charts first of all. Airport info, parking stands, and then approach. We're going to select the Zulu approach 08. So that approach, and you can see already there's Mount Etna. And the arrival was the, let me see, that was the Uxuta 1 Quebec, I think it was. That was the... Yeah, there we go. So it should be this one. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see, Brennel, that was the approach we did. So via Uxuta, then we did get a shortcut. So we got a shortcut from Uxuta to, I think it was Pozim. And then we joined the downwind for the final. Yeah, and so that's, yeah, and so while we're on that arrival routing, that's when I took the pictures. The Mount Etna is 10,870 feet high. Incredible, isn't it? Yeah, that's a picture I took from... That was pretty much... Was that Ixuta? Yeah, that was pretty much near that waypoint there. I can see Catania here. Yeah. So, regarding the...
Fuel truck is in position.
Oh, hang on.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do.
I keep hearing in the background, I keep hearing some transmissions. Let's see if I can switch that off. Also, I just need to find something here. Hold on. Where is it? All right. Yeah, me too, Brennel. That's why I'm flying there today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious as well. Absolutely. So,
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
So, let's call that then. Load aircraft. Let's do real time. There you go. Will next week be your last? Well, Giftswerk, it could be. It could be my last 5-day rotation on the 320. Yeah. And I'm just waiting now for an official letter that I'm actually going to be transferred to the 787. And by God, if I get a if that letter doesn't come and I get declined, then oh my God, I'll be so cross, because everything is set. So that is all set for the transition. Everything's done. Yeah, and then it won't be my last flights though, because I should have another flight end of March, and then maybe the 1st, 2nd of April. So sometime around there should be my last 320 flights. So we'll depart 36. Now, this is the thing again, the difficulty trying to... What? Alright. Right, let me just put this to, I don't know, something. Well, yeah, Brendel, it is, but not in a transitional sense, not in the sense of the A320. So it's not flight augmented like the 320. So the definition fly-by-wire in the 787 is that it doesn't have cables connecting to the flight controls. It's electrical wiring that transmits the inputs from the yoke and the thrust levers and rudder pedal, etc., to the respective units. But still, you fly it one-to-one, as far as I heard. So, oh, Avenger, but that won't happen. From what I hear, all of the transitions until October or November have been stopped on the 747. So at the moment, no joy. No, so as far as I understood, Brennelt, let me just, I can find out some details on that. I have not, obviously, I've not really started on, you know, on a type rating yet, 787, and I'm not gonna, you know, I didn't have the time yet to really dive into the details. But I mean, if I go to flight controls, let's have a look. So primarily flight control computer. So flight control synoptic system. Okay, system description. All right. So Brennelt, the primary flight control system uses conventional control wheel, column, and pedal inputs from the pilot to electronically command the flight control surfaces. The system provides conventional control feel and pitch response to speed and trim changes. The system's electronic components provide enhanced handling qualities and reduce pilot workload. So it has normal mode, secondary mode, and direct mode. Yeah, but I mean, protections, it's not as if it's got a flight... I don't think it has a flight envelope protection in the sense that, like the 320 has, where you literally, in normal law, you can't get it outside of its flight envelope. I don't think the 787 has that. I think it has some systems where... where you have, you know, maybe, I don't know, like a pitch down... oh yeah, there we go. Hang on, there we go. I've got found the subject. So, flight envelope protection, the 787. So the primary flight control system provides flight envelope protection when operating in normal mode and during manual flight. Flight envelope protection reduces the possibility of inadvertently exceeding the flight envelope by providing crew awareness of envelope margins through tactile, oral, and visual cues. And this is the point. Envelope protection does not reduce pilot control authority. And that is different to the A320. So, you have protection functions are available and include the bank angle protection, an overspeed protection, and a stall protection. So, stall protection, pitch envelope protection. Right, so, pitch envelope protection have overspeed and stall protection. Right, the stall protection reduces the likelihood of inadvertently exceeding the stall angle of attack, and by providing enhanced crew awareness of the approach to stall or to a stalled condition. Right, and this is the thing. So, stall protection in the 787 limits the speed to which the airplane can be trimmed. Right, the trim reference speed is limited by inhibiting trim in the nose up direction when the airplane slows to a speed where maneuver margins is limited. This trim inhibit speed is approximately minimum maneuvering speed, blah blah blah. And that's it. Right, it's just it just stops the trimming. So you can't trim the aircraft in the pitch mode or in pitch axes when you get close to the limiting speeds. But that's it. It doesn't mean you can't stall the 787. But yeah, so again, I think that proves the point. It is different. It is different, or completely different to the A320 protection system. Dimitri, but private flight display in the FENIX wide. But why? Huh? Why would it be unrealistic? Why? No. No, I don't feel that, no. Cockpit colors, yeah, you may have a little bit different colors in the real aircraft. But I mean, do you really get hung up about that? I mean, oh, these are kind of details that I don't look at. You know, if that were the case, I mean, I don't know. You know, then go ahead, try to change some of these. You know, maybe your monitor settings, or you know, you could go ahead and get the some filters, right? You can change some of the colors and etc. etc. I mean, I don't get hung up about these things. To be fair, not in the FENIX, not in other aircraft either. How long does the training in the 787 take? It takes about, well, the theory is about 2.5 weeks. So a theoretical type rating, and then you go do the normal operations in the simulator. That takes about 4 to 6 weeks, and then the abnormal training takes about 2 to 3 weeks, and then you go line training. So all in all, I think it's about 4 months, I would say, until you've completed everything. No, I don't need a command course, Mike. I'm already a captain. I will remain a captain. No, you know, I've been a captain for 15 years now. So I may be arrogant enough to say, you know, I've seen a lot as a captain. I think I've proven my ability to command, and you know, so there's no point in me going through a command course again, right? So that's why you just simply have a 787 conversion course, so type rating on the new aircraft type. Right, so let me see what else. Any other questions? Is the font of the MCDU? Well, I mean, no. So no. I think, man, I mean, MCK would be much better, or Bruno. They kind of have the visual, you know, memory to say, yeah. But for me, now something looks a bit different to the real aircraft, but can't quite put my finger on it what it is, to be fair. So I was stuck on the departure route. Let me just go Linate here. So ground charts, we've got parking stands, airport info. There we go.
Welcome aboard.
Hey Casper,
to
nice to
Captain
see you.
Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where
No.
complimentary drinks,
Casper, the
snacks,
only
and premium
time-
flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hello Black Box
Hey,
07, I hope there are no beton borers near your house.
Yeah, well, you know what? You never know. You never know. I'd hate to say no chance of that, but man, you know, thank you so much for the 21 months. Yeah, so MCK, this is it for me. You know, even though I work with these things every day, and then I look at the FENIX MCU, I know sometimes some things isn't right. So, you know, I know something looks off, but I can't really say what exactly it is. I'm not that specific in these things. So, and yeah, I mean, there's so if he sets, for example, the toeless MCDU or the toeless cockpit, then I would say, you know what, you've got, if you complain about the toeless appearance in the cockpit, then I would say, yeah, you're right. There's a couple of things that actually are, for me, kind of borderline to what I'm able to accept without getting upset about these visual things. But the FENIX, I don't think you really have much to complain about in the FENIX. Yeah, so Casper, sorry, I was just about to answer. Casper, the only time you get back into the right seat as a captain is if you are a training captain and you are doing captain's training. So you have a new captain who's under supervision, under training, sitting on the left-hand side, and then you as a instructor captain, you sit on the right-hand side. Sorry, Brennelt. The line training after simulator, is that left seat? Yes, Brennelt, it is. So initially it is a couple of rotations, me on the left seat, the CFI on the right-hand seat, with passengers, yes. And then after a couple of landings or flights, when I get the go-ahead, then we'll have the situation where I have a normal first officer sitting on the right-hand seat, and the CFI or the instructor will then take the observer seat. Can you tell more about working as a pilot? How many hours do you work a month? Well, it depends. You see, the thing is, so the way that I work differs completely from how someone would work at a low-cost airline, for example. Let's say you work at Ryanair or EasyJet, and you are, or Eurowings, and you are based somewhere. And then literally you do either 2 flights or 4 flights a day, and you return every day. You return back home. And so you have flying hours or block hours, I would say anywhere between, let's say, 70 block hours a month to, it can go over 100 hours on the low costers. Now, you would say maybe, oh, hang on, 100 hours, that's not much. You're not working much, are you? Because, I mean, that's 25 hours a week. Well, I have days where I have 10 hours in uniform and actually working because I have, you know, an hour transit here, an hour transit there. I do 4 flights. So I'm working 10 hours, but I'm only flying 4 hours. Or maybe 5 altogether in one day. Right? So if you asked me, I actually calculated this before the pandemic. I did a calculation regarding my weekly work hour days. And I had 50 to 55 work hours a week. Right? So, you know, don't think just because it sounds like we're doing 25 flight hours a week, that's not much. Or 20 hours a week, that's not much. Well, it can be a lot of work. So, hey, nice crooner, all the best for the retirement. Yeah, I wish him all the best for his new path. So, let's go departure here real quickly. So we are going to exit via LICC. So we're looking for the LICC transition. There it is. So that's one. So if you go and fix this, and now I want to have a initial departure APSEM. So let's scroll up. That would be an overlay. That would be a RNAV departure here. So this looks like a valid candidate here. So let's have a look here. 6,000 for RNAV overlay. Okay, so that looks all right. That looks good. Yeah, we'll take that. So we'll take the APSEM 6 Alpha and then followed by the LICC 7 Alpha. Hey Andreas, how you doing? So, 6 Alpha followed by the LICC 7 Alpha, and there we go. Cool. So we go all the routing towards Catania. Arrival then will be on the ILS Zulu 08. And Uxuta 1 Quebec. There it is. And then we go approach via Nazum, although let's just check, is that correct? No, Brennell, I don't know. So the thing is, Brennell, as far as I know, and again, this is, you know, take this with just a pinch of salt. What I've heard is that if I get into the transition in April, I will have part of the transition in London at Boeing company. So I'll be away from home for about 3 to 4 weeks. So definitely no flying, no streaming. Oh no, I mean no streaming then. No in real life streams, no. So yeah, after that, Brennald, I don't know. After that, well, before that, so when I'm doing theory, I guess to get my mind off the theory stuff, I'll do some streams. So the first couple of weeks, 2 weeks, I think there were some streams, but then there will be a phase. Hey, Johnny. And Stepke, hello, how are you doing? Thanks so much, Stepke. Yeah, doing well. How are you doing? Yeah. London hot tubs. God, where would I get a hot tub in London? Yeah, I'm aware that you guys would love to see that. Right, we need to get going here on the boarding. Right, so request boarding.
Boarding requested.
Good, so that was that. We've done all that. And then that was the arrival, so let's go here. Oh yeah, Green Dot Foxtrot, I really hope so. I really hope that they get that working in Microsoft Flight Sim. That would be awesome. Because there's some destinations, well, pretty much all my destinations will be in the US. And I would love to fly and, you know, check out the sceneries and the approaches before I actually go there in real life. So things like Denver, Dallas, etc. So, you know, all these interesting airports there. So arrivals. So let's go. Hang on. There we go. So we have the ILS 08 Zulu.
Do you want a board crew?
Yeah, NASA, that's fine. No.
Passengers boarding starting.
So that's it. Let's have a look here. So we go on the arrival route later on. Etc. 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 We'll check the arrival later on in cruise flight, and then we go Nazom. Yeah, that looks all right. Let's just check that. Yeah, that's the arrival routing. Perfect. And for sure, we've got to get some shortcuts there. Yeah, MCK, I guess at the beginning, yeah, but I've heard that maybe they're going to scrap that at some point when they have enough routings to the US. Then they're going to stop Munich, and you're actually going to do your line training then, you know, on these normal destinations. Good. So init A, init B. That's quiet.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
And Pizza Manji, hello to you. Welcome back, 4 months for the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for that. And Pale, nice to see you too. How are you doing? Right, let me just dial up the sounds for... Well, Coatl is pretty loud. Why is that so quiet, though? Ah, that's better. Captain Mitchell, hey, how you doing? Do you have... Do you have the audio depth of field? NVIDIA filter. The auto depth of field? No, hang on. What does that do? Ah. So, what am I supposed to do there? Oh! Ah, okay, so it blurs out. Ugh, I don't know if I like that. So it blurs out the rest. So you you focus on this, and the rest gets blurred. And look outside. I don't know, guys. Did you see that? It gets blurred. And Christian, hey, what do you guys think about this? I'm not sure. It's a weird kind of bad night. Okay, so interesting, but let's scrap that. All right. No. Okay. Well, you see, yeah, you see, people here don't like it for some reason. All right. There we go. Let's not do that then. Yeah, for screenshots, maybe Dreamliner. Yeah. That's it. Right, that's finished. So let's go ahead and get ready. So we've done that. 10 minutes extra. That will get a bit better during the flight. So RATNAV for departure. So we need for our departure. Let's have a look. We need Linate. There we go. So we go Lima, India, November. Put that in there. Cool. And then I think we need something for the engine out procedure. All right. Oh, I was about to say. So before we actually depart, or before I did the briefing, well, actually I did that before even we did the briefing and looked at the flight plan, etc. I actually checked to make sure that that there's no volcanic ash issue in Sicily, so that the Etna isn't having any issues with volcanic ash cloud, etc., etc. And it wasn't the case, so we saw the picture as well, which is just a little bit of smoke coming out, nothing major, no ash. But yeah, if it did, then you have a chart for Catania, and I mean they're used to that, right? So they're not closing the airport just simply because the volcano is active and you have some ash cloud around the Mount Etna. But you have this chart here, so they call it ash cloud sectors, and so in a notum they will then describe where you have to expect ash cloud, what concentration, etc., etc. So you also get a explanation with that. So flight contingency procedures in case of volcanic ash cloud, etc., etc. So that means they have a chance to keep the airport open, and you can see that when you have certain sectors closed, you have certain arrival routes suspended. So if, for example, you have ash cloud in sector D1, then our arrival route today would be suspended. So let's have a look again at Delta 1. Yeah, so that would make sense, right? If you had anything anywhere between there, volcanic ash, then obviously you wouldn't be able to fly the approach there, right? Yeah, it is. So that's true, Avenger. Yeah, the Etna is actually pretty gentle. There's not really major... Because I think that has to do with the fact that it's continuously kind of erupting in small kind of, eruptions. And so there's not much pressure building. And then, you have a huge explosion at some point. So this is continuously letting off steam, if you like. And so that's why it's a bit different there. Yeah, exactly, MCK, yeah. Cool. Let's go back to Linate real quickly. Departure. What else do we need here? So we go 353 runway track, I guess, until 850 feet. Not before Linate VOR. Turn right, intercept 003 outbound to 2.5 miles, 2,000 above. And then turn right, max 180 knots, 25-degree bank turn to Epsom. And we do have an ATIS, we can get that in a minute. And I was going to have a look at the airport infos. So we got NTB 1 out of Linate, and engine out says acceleration in 1900, 2 miles Linate, right turn to Trezzo. That's the VOR I was looking for. So let's put that in there for the engine out case. So I can actually program that in already. Fix info 36. So 353 initial until 2 miles. Oh, actually. So Linate 2 miles. And then we go to Tango Zulu Oscar. Okay, that's cool. Lilo, that's good to hear. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so at home, on my monitor, it's very smooth. I can absolutely confirm that, yeah. It's very nice. Boarding completed. Fantastic. Close to left. 2 left? What? That means 1 left. That's already done. That's off. Fantastic. So that's that. That's the engine out case as well. So diff rips, RATNAV, secondary flight plan, copy active. We'll do a return to Linate. Oops. case we have to return Zulu 36, no star, no buyer. Good. And then we go and calculate the performance. So that can go. That's weird. Lol. Hey Barone, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Right, sync final load sheet, runway 36, surface. Well, it is dry, isn't it? Although, actually, I have an ATIS. Hold on, let me just get the ATIS real quickly, and then we can check if it's dry or not. So we go flight. And we go ATIS. So, Linate, departure information. Charlie. 36, transition over 70, 260 at 3. So we do calculate some tailwind, maybe 5 knots, 4,000 meters. Runway conditions code 666, so that's dry. Dry. So that answers that question. Departing traffic contact. Oh, we have tower now. I am honored. We have tower, fantastic. So we contact them first. Brilliant, love it. So, Harry, hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So let's concentrate. I want to have config 2 because of that first turn with 180 knots limitation, because I think that will be quite a nice config then. And the temperature was temperature is 11 degrees. Well, we're gonna calculate with engine anti-ice just in case we are in clouds and get below 10 degrees. Packs off, yes. Takeoff weight is 66.3, CG 22.8, and then what I'll enter now is some tailwind. So 180 at 5. Temperature will do 12 and 1023. And full length, obviously. Gabriel, Black Box, I was watching a video about flight booking, and it seems the system used worldwide as ancients. Oh, interesting. Oh, well, I mean, I'm not into, you know, the whole system itself. I don't know exactly what system it's using, but overall, I think that that video will have some good infos on that. Hey, ATC Suite, greetings to Sweden. How are you doing? And MCK wrote the proper explanation. There's a low Sicilia content in the rock, so the magma is less viscous, meaning the gas pressure doesn't build up as much before it erupts. Excellent. Thank you much for the infos, MCK. Hey, Danny. Good evening. Right, so we got flaps 2. We'll do down 0, 49 flex. So let's do that first before I forget. Full length. We did say it's acceleration in 1900 feet for the engine out. And then it's NADP 1, so 1860. Acceleration 360. So that's that, and then we do 30, 35, 35. I will enter that into my FS2 crew. Weather is okay. We'll do config 2. Takeoff runway 36. Radar thrust reduced. V1 is 130. 135. 135. Flex temp is 49. Cruising 350. Thrust reduction AGL 1500. And the transition is in, I think it was 7,000? No, 6,000. 6,000. Right. Cool. That's that. Well, I mean, I guess I know that there have been some changes in these systems. So it has been improved, but with any, you know, system running on a computer, you have to update, and, you know, who knows, in these updates something can go wrong. So you are relying on a backup system and hope that you can get things running again, you know, really quickly. So just entering now the final figures. So 30.5 CG, 28.7 is 28.7. Yeah, that's pretty much 0. So that adds up nicely. And 66.4 is the takeoff weight. That's correct. So everything's done, I think. Huh? What was that? Is that a new feature in FS2 Crew? I think so. It's a beep that you have selected the microphone. I don't see that though. That's new. Why is that? Anyway, has anybody found out what that setting is? Why is it beeping? That's new. You guys checked your smoke detectors.
Audio test complete.
As a hearing test, yeah. I don't see any settings for this. Volumes? I don't see anything. But that's annoying. Open microphone mode. When selected, FS Crew will operate in open microphone mode, meaning that your microphone will continuously detect input all times. Right. So unfortunately, yeah, so this is the thing. So that's new. That must be a new thing. Are you ready for the approach brief? Any questions? It's not answering either. It could be, you know what, it could be. It's because I haven't selected the right Are you ready for the approach brief? Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Ah, now he's working, alright. Now, but still, I don't know why it's beeping when I'm switching the microphone on or off. Hey Marcus, maybe it's Android, hey, maybe it's also a setting in Windows, I don't know, we'll see. Right, anyways, let's continue now with the debriefing. So, we are departing on runway 36 out of Milano Linate, and initial climb is normally given by ATC, so that's to go. Yeah, that's to go. Sector, we've got 3,000 to the south, north 42, and outside of 15 miles is 10,100, so it does get high to the north. But where we're operating, it's contour layer is 3,000 safe. And we have extra fuel. Well, it should be around about 800 kilograms to a ton later on, once we're in flight. Nice, Goofy, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of crosswind up, or wind up north here. For the taxi out, we don't really have any major hotspots. Well, there's aircraft leaving the runway via Gulf, and then we taxi out, so we'll have a look out here. Apart from that, shouldn't be. And then you've got hotspot 5. It says holding bay, not usable during low vis. Well, we don't have low vis today, so no issues there. Engine failure procedure, we talked about it. It's a special procedure 2 miles from Linate VUR, straight ahead. So there's that circle there. Then we turn right to Trezzo. Engine out installation is in 1900, and then once the engine is secured and aircraft is clean, so flaps are up, we'll continue to climb 3,000, radar vectored approach ILS 36. For landing here will be above max landing weight, so we have to go through the overweight landing procedure. And yeah, stop margin. Yeah, should be plenty. So no issues for the RTO. Specials, nothing really apart from nothing special, and threats, well, terrain to the north, bit misty weather, and a heavy aircraft, but apart from that, nothing major. Any questions?
No questions.
Cockpit preparation checklist.
Gear pits and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
6,960 kilograms balanced.
Seat belts.
On.
Adheres.
NAF.
Barrow ref.
Kinech 1024. Set. Yeah, set and checked.
1024 set. Cockpit preparation checklist completed.
Sorry for the beeping, guys. I don't know why it's doing it. So, tower is 18.4. Milano, Linate Tower, buonasera from Itaro, 56 Golf. Information Charlie, request clearance please.
Buonasera, Itaro 56 Golf, information echo, clear to destination via VATSIM 6 Alpha departure, loop T7 Alpha transition, initial climb of 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Itaro 56 Golf, we'll check information echo, we're cleared the APSEM 6 Alpha departure, followed by the LOC D7 Alpha departure, and then initial climb 5,000, squawk 1,000.
Itaro 56 Golf, read back correct.
So that's that 1,000 and 5,000 for the initial climb. There you go. Hey Ted, it's nice to see you, Ted. I hope you're doing well. Ted, March.
FedEx 37 Delta with information Echo on board, requesting IFR clearance.
Ted, in March, get ready for shared flight.
FedEx,
I know you've been busy as well, so.
Ciao.
So let's go prepare pushback and departure.
Let me try it again. FedEx 37 Delta with information Echo looking for IFR clearance. Amsterdam.
Ciao, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
FedEx 37 Delta cleared Amsterdam via NICMO 7 Alpha departure.
Before start checklist.
Parking brake.
Set.
Takeoff speeds and thrust.
V1 130, VR 135, V2 135, flex temp 49.
Departure check
Set check.
Repeat that please.
Bypass inserted.
Set and checked.
V1 130, VR 135, V2 135, flex temp 49 degrees.
Initial climb.
Windows
Closed.
beacon
On.
Clear
Before
FedEx
start
NICMO
checklist
7
completed.
Delta departure. Alpha Bravo Echo 6 Alpha transition. You climb 6,000 feet and squawk 1,000 FedEx 37 Delta.
FedEx 37 Delta, negative. Get to destination via the NICMO 7 Alpha, which is November, India, Kilo, Mike Oscar 7 Alpha, departure. Obviously 8 Bravo transition, Alpha Bravo Echo Sierra, India 8 Bravo. Initial climb 6,000 feet, 1,000.
NICMO 7 Alpha and then the Ademis 8 Bravo transition, 6,000 feet and 1,000 FedEx.
Lord, you see that?
FedEx 37 Delta,
Passing the brakes.
I've never seen that before. The nose lifts up and the Phoenix shows 900 feet per minute climb rate. What is that? Itaro 56 Golf, stand 2, request push and start.
Vitarro 56 Golf, push and start approved, facing east.
Push start approved, facing east, Itaro 56 Golf. Right, brakes released, ready for push.
Commencing the push. All engines clear. Start at wind.
Good, we've done everything. We've got the engine bleeds on. We have fuel pumps on. Transponders on. Fantastic. Starting engine 2.
Okay.
Tower, good day, Link 6549, emergency.
Calling 6549, Linate Tower South, runway 36, South.
Kitchen 36 for Link 6549. Aeros 15, Fighter Tracks, request taxi, Kilo, runway 36 for DMS.
Please set passing the brakes.
Also 1, taxi via
Waiting
Tango
your
for
confirmation
Tango
for a good engine start.
36, next aircraft inbound is
Tango Tango 1, we have DMS. Nice, Aeros 1.
Starting engine 1.
Okay.
Calling 6549, emergency equipment is standing by. Will you be able to validate?
Well, that's the thing, right?
3549,
I didn't want to edit it because then
engine number 2 fire,
GSX sort of, you know, kind of messes up.
Will advise.
Hey, mathematics, how you doing?
We'll try call for Juliet.
Calling 6549, negative on Juliet base, able but is viable.
Guys,
Yeah,
so
that's
if
what I thought.
anybody else has
We'll make it
FS2
better,
crew,
so
if you have time, I would really appreciate if you could maybe search the forum something or find something about the...
I'm calling 6549 in case of go around, fly around wedding, climb 3000 feet.
Because it can't be Discord. Because Discord isn't open. So it's that beeping sound.
Yeah, in case of go around runway heading in 3000.
Why that's happening? No, it will not move much if at all, that vertical speed indicator with, you know, lifting the nose. A little bit, yes, because initially it does go and take the acceleration data from the ADIR system, but it will not do that that much. I would need to check next time. I could lift it up, do pushback, but I've never seen that excessive. No. Hey, Nomad Piling. Okay, so what questions in particular?
Go track disconnected. Bypass view.
And Michael back. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right, just need to get the items going here. There's the... Let's go that.
Rolling 6 right, 49er, we'll try to get out of the runway at Gulf.
Rolling 6549, Roger, track
There's
control.
him.
Roger.
Flight control check.
Ready. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Right up.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Rolling 6549,
29%.
confirm clear of runway 36.
Set and checked.
Rolling 6549,
Roger,
if you're ready.
Neutral.
After start checklist complete.
Are you able to taxi to ascend?
Rolling 6549, we'll try to do it. We can take any stand the closest one if possible.
Rolling 6549, Roger, taxi stand 22.
Stand 22, rolling 6549.
So we're going to taxi probably Bravo Tango and then stop Tango 1. Itaro 56 Golf request taxi.
Itaro 56 Golf, taxi to Olympic Tango 1, runway 36, via Charlie, Bravo, Tango, connection 1025.
Connection 1025, Charlie, Bravo, Tango, holding point, Tango 1, runway 36, Itaro 56 Golf.
Rosso 1, follow the traffic, 178.
Wilco, Itaro 56 Golf.
738.
Right. Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Hey, Sim Caesar, how you doing?
FedEx 37 Delta requesting startup.
FedEx 37 Delta, start of
So Charlie is this way.
FedEx 37 Delta.
So it's a bit more this way, and then Bravo. No, initially, so it was exactly as expected. So Bravo this way, then. Sim Caesar, how are you doing? I wrote you on Discord. I'm not sure if you read Discord anymore. Hey Evamo, how you doing? Nice to see you. Nomad piloting. Hang on, he was asking about yellow system hydraulic failure, landing gear down locked, flight consequency, concept why it happens, what we should do, overall
Welling
management.
6549, discrete frequency to talk with the fire brigade on 121.8 channel.
Right, so we're supposed to follow a 737.
Rosso 1, frequency 121.8 with
So 737 there, I'm not sure which one we're supposed to follow.
Roger, switching Rosso 1.
Or give way. No, give way, he said, so... He's parked, right? I need to row 56 Golf. Just confirm the aircraft we were supposed to give way has now parked, so we can continue.
Row 56 Golf, negative. We didn't give such instruction. It was for the fire brigade to follow the Boeing 73. Row 56 Golf, continue now.
Continue, 56 Golf. Super Grumpy, hello.
Linate Tower, very good evening. Itarro 2056, establish line ILS 36.
So nomad piloting, I can just to give you the tip that try to learn,
Clear to land, Itarro 2056,
you know, from what you're missing. So you've seen that the questions the instructor gave you, you weren't able to answer, you know, sufficiently. Well, then read up on it again. I know it's a lot of stuff to go through, but just try to improve your knowledge. So, again, you know, prepare for the check rides and the loft missions. In general, you will know what, you know, what failures will happen. Not everything, but, you know, in general, if it's hydraulic or electric. And then just try to prepare very thoroughly in those subjects, because what you don't want to have is exactly the situation you're in now, unfortunately, where you feel overwhelmed because it was kind of a negative experience since you couldn't answer, you know, a couple of those questions. It makes you feel bad, right?
Tower, ciao, India Alpha Sierra Lima Oscar with you information.
But the thing is, not to let this, you know, pull you down, like there's a saying, a good pilot never stops learning. So I will also say that I don't know everything. If there's anything that I'm not, you know, that I don't remember and I should remember, then I'll make sure that I will, you know, revise it again, and that I actually then, you know, will be able to, or be up to date again regarding that subject.
Taxi holding point Tango 1, runway 36, Tango, Bravo.
Taxi checklist.
1,
Flight controls.
Checked.
37 Delta.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 2.
Config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and auto.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff, no blue.
Taxi checklist completed.
Yeah, so MCK, that was a good reply today in Discord. Someone asked me, you know, there was an Instagram video where the after-start flows showed that the first officer moved the ignition switch to, or the engine switch to normal again, which now is done obviously by the captain, or CM1. And for me, I just thought, well, it's a new video, i.e., you know, it's a new video in the sense that it shows, you know, the procedure that has been done, you know, not too long ago. But MCK was right. Before we changed the procedure, where the CM1 puts that back to normal, it was done by CM2. But those were the old procedures, so I guess that's what the video showed. No, CamCam, it's a app called FS2 Crew. So it's an external app, but it still bugs me that I can't find the settings.
seatbelt signs are on. You must go back to your seat and fasten your seatbelt securely. For your own comfort and safety, we recommend you keep your seat.
Blimey, stop beeping. Let's try something here. Engine anti-ice is on. No, that works. You can't find the settings because there isn't a checklist for it, yeah. Evamo, can you try to simulate a wind shear escape maneuver using the max? I've tried this weekend and was able to do it in the but failed the max. What was not working, Evamo?
Itarro 2056, taxi stand 3 via Golf Alpha, ciao.
Nomad, yeah, I mean,
stand 3 via Golf
I would say
Alpha,
your
ciao,
inexperience
Itarro
regarding these check
2056,
flights obviously makes you vulnerable.
Itarro 56 Golf, wind calm, runway 36, clear for takeoff.
Runway 36, clear takeoff. Itaro 56 Golf. Lineup checklist. Confirmed. TARA. Off. Off. Ready?
FedEx 37 Delta behind departing A320.
Oh, you can't hear? Okay, I'll check that, MCK. I think I know what it is.
Yeah, to departing A320 now.
We'll solve that in a minute. Let me just take off.
Delta.
Take off. Manflex 49, SAS runway, auto thrust blue. Checked.
India Lima 3 ore request taxi runway 36.
India Lima Oscar 3 ore copiate.
Gear up.
Al 95 via
Enough.
November 5 via November Lima.
Carro 56 Golf identified, contact Milano radar frequency 126 ciao.
126 750, grazie mille, ciao, Itaro 56 Golf.
Flex 37 Delta, wind calm, runway 36.
Right, let me just fix the audio here. A minute. Speaker audio device. So let me try and see if you can hear it now. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Can you hear him now? Milano, buonasera. Itaro 56 Golf, departed Linate, passing 4,200, climbing 5,000. Thank you, Avenger.
Itaro 56 Golf, ciao, identified, climb to 6,000 feet, high speed is approved, direct lobby.
Itaro 56 Golf, climbing 6,000 and inbound to LICC. Grazie. so there we go. If I knew what's causing that, hey Goose, how you doing? I don't know what's causing the beeping.
Yeah, no radar, hello, FedEx 37 Delta, climbing to
Completely
3,000 feet.
FedEx 37 Delta, ciao, identified, climb flight level 24.
Yeah, Reynolds, Yoda typed in the command for that,
FedEx
so...
37 Delta.
056 Golf, climb flight level 70, due traffic, turn left on heading 090, expect about 5 miles on this heading.
Flaps 0.
Speed checked.
Tower 56 Golf,
Flap
returning left
0.
090, climbing level 70, copied.
Radar India Tango Romeo for a radio check.
India Tango Romeo, loud and clear.
Right, so we go vertical speed. Brennell, I don't know. I'm selecting, so whenever I select the microphone active, it beeps. And never has done that before. I don't know what's causing it. I'm absolutely... Oh, look at that. That looks gorgeous.
India Tango Romeo, Codogno direct.
Right,
Standard cross-checked, passing flight level 062. Now.
Checked. So, I don't know. Yeah, there was a beep for sure. A Windows shortcut sound. Okay.
Tower 56 Golf, resume on navigation, direct log D, climb flight level 190.
Direct lock D, climb level 190, Tower 56 Golf. So open climb and direct to lock D. Nav, and let's go thrust climb, up move 190.
Trench departure.
Ah, okay, Florian, okay.
India Tango Romeo, descend 3000 feet, QNH1025.
Descending 3000, QNH1025, India Tango Romeo.
India Tango Romeo, clear the LS Zulu approach runway 36, report the start.
Clear for LS Zulu runway 36, will report established, India Tango Romeo.
FedEx 37 Delta, direct to basic.
Direct a basic, FedEx 37 Delta. Yeah, on one side right arrow 129 passing 236 descending 070.
Arrow 1929, ciao, identified, proceed direct.
What's your opinion on the ETA livery? I like it.
India X-ray Echo Romeo, expect ILS Zulu approach
Engine
runway
lights off.
36, descend to flight level 100.
Landing lights off.
Direct XR, expect ILS Zulu 36 and descend 100.
Seatbelts off.
Arrow 1929.
Arrow 1929, Linate information echo.
Roger, 193.
Radar Swiss 47 Mike, ready for start.
Swiss 47 Mike, startup approved, QNH 1025.
Start received, QNH 1025.
Right, I tell you what we could do. What we could do is close down close down
019 reset squawk 1000.
FS2 crew, and then see if it still beeps. Ah, okay, accessibility. Oh, hang on. So somebody's telling me accessibility.
Swiss 738 startup approved. QNH 1025.
Keyboard toggle keys. No, it says. So there it says toggle keys. Says player sound. It's off. Yeah. So Anders, thanks for the help, but it says off. So.
Taro 56 Golf, monitor Uniform frequency 122.8, ciao.
122.8, mille grazie, ciao, Itaro 56 Golf. But...
Taro 1929er, cross Dix Air 5000 or above, descent 3000, QNH 1025.
Dix Air 5000 or above, descent 3000, QNH 1025, Taro 1929.
Taro 1929, clear dial Zulu 36.
Clear dial Zulu 36, Taro 1929.
FedEx 37 Delta, monitor uniform, frequency 122.8.
So big thank you to the controllers here who came online for us tonight. Thanks so much, guys.
Good day, sir.
That's really kind. Let me just type that. Hold on. Right, there you go. Okay, thanks so much. That's really cool, thanks so much. Right, so let me close down this add-on, and then let me see if that fixes it. Yeah, that's it, you see? Now press that button. No sound, no beeping sound. So it is definitely FS2 crew related, and there was an update today. So something has changed. Nestoche, I mean, I guess it's just getting used to, you know, the sensitivity of the flight stick. Just trying to get that muscle memory going. Oh, it stopped! LOL. Ha! That did the trick. Oh, thank God for that. That was annoying. Hey Toto, nice to see you. Thank you very much. You've been discussing, or you know a lot of stuff regarding 220 or Boeing stuff, because the 220 uses essentially the same as logic as the Boeings. Nice, okay. Well, I tell you what, Toto. The minute I start transferring to the 787, I will definitely be in contact with you. I would love to hear more detail, because I'm sure you know more detail than I would get from my books. Lovely, look at that. The haze, beautiful. Open the notification tab. Which one? Where? Sorry, Roy. Which one? In the... left sidebar. Or is that Windows? Ivamo, it's, well, at least at the moment it's rumors, right? So the rumors say that, wow, Italy is beautiful, man. That I will be doing a 777 rating first and then followed by the 787, but that's not confirmed yet, so I'll have to wait and see until I get something official. Roy, I'm sure you mean Windows, right? Open the tab on the left side part. Scroll down, just select. It has to be here, Yaroslav, all the best. Hope you recover quickly. Sorry to hear that you're not feeling well. Yeah, best wishes. Ivamo, you know, it's difficult to say if it's basically the same. The thing is that I know that my airline apparently is looking for a joint rating on 777, 787. So I think that's why they're training us on both, and you get a you know, a twin rating with that. Super Grumpy, no holding. When on the charts is the abbreviation minimum hold? No, minimum holding altitude. Because that's obstacle or airspace clearance related. So Roy, I'm still sorry. I'm still being a bit silly here, but do you mean FS2 crew? Because I don't see any settings here. So I don't see anything in here. But anyway, the beeping has stopped anyways now, so all good. So we fixed the issue. Right, where are we? We've got Bologna, right? To the left here somewhere. Probably a bit in the haze there. Right, so Toto, oh wow, thanks for the inputs. Let me just read through that. There's essentially two major fly-by-wire controls designs in UCD. C-Star and C-Star-U. The A320 uses C-Star. I've never heard of that. Toto, wow. And the Boeing 777 and the A220 use C2U. Sorry, C-Star-U. The major difference is the stability modes that are emphasized. C-Star is altitude stabilized and speed unstable. Okay, so if you get, if you let go, it'll keep the nose where it left, but speed might change. So C-Star-U is speed stable, attitude unstable. So if you're not on trim speed, it would change pitch to attain the trim speed. Okay, and that's the difference between the 320 and the 220 and the 777, 787. Okay. Yeah, Ivamo, I agree. I would love to have a 787 that does abnormals as well. That'd be cool. Yeah, I agree. Oh, look at that. There's the coastline. Absolutely beautiful. Which settings menu, Roy? This one here? Toto says, however, both flyby systems are rate-based, so roll input is commanded roll rate and pitch input is G command. That's for the 320. In that respect, nothing changes for you. The only difference is on the Boeing, you'll have to use the trim switch in manual flight to set your trim speed. Other than that, the flight wire automatically compensates the roll-induced lift loss for the figure change. Oh, really? Oh, wow, okay. Well, that is interesting, Toto. Thanks for the inputs. So, literally, well, okay, so what about, Toto, what about if I reduce the thrust? So in manual flight, I reduce the thrust and I don't trim, then the nose will drop or not? Okay, so the nose will drop because the speed decays, not because the thrust vector changes. Ah, okay. So we're just about to pass Florence. Oh, beautiful. Guess where I'm going in March for a week. Actually, we're going... Oh, there's Florence. Look at that. Yes, yes, yes. So we're staying somewhere in this area. So looking to go a little bit hiking maybe. And of course some good food. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was... Yeah, there we go. So, there's Florence. Yeah, thank you, Mark. So there's Florence, and we're staying somewhere around here, just south of Florence. Yeah, I know March is not maybe the best time of the year to go there, but I had no other option. Right, cruise, South Star, 350. Let's put TCAS to low. Let's do... Hey Lee, vivas. I guess you went spotting today in Frankfurt. Oh, there we are. So Toto says the need for the hard ML protection on the A320 was due to certification criteria. C-Star has no speed stability and does no intuitive feedback to the pilot that they're approaching a stall. Without envelope protection, the C-Star system will fly itself into stall and then depart controlled flight suddenly. C-Star U won't do that. Your nose will keep dropping down to maintain speed and release gas to increase the stick back. Yeah, and since it doesn't like to trim at a certain speed anymore, you definitely have to do stick inputs. Okay, interesting. So Toto, let me ask you your opinion then. What do you think about the envelope protection system then in the 787 and 777 and the 220? Is that a good thing or? Yeah, so flying into a stall and C-Star U will be putting a lot of column back pressure. Well, cool. Okay, well I'll tell you what. That's already a fantastic information. I'm sure that I can impress some of my instructors when I quote things like, you know, C-Star U and what was the other one? C-Star. Yeah, C-Star and the C-Star U. Fantastic. Cool. Both systems are good. It's just largely a matter of personal preference. Okay. Yeah. Hey Voyager, moin, wie geht's dir? Yeah, Gabriel, so I'm looking forward to doing some sightseeing in the city of Florence as well, yeah. I'm a bit, well, I'm doing well for Voyager. I'm just working too much again. You know, away 6 days, 1 day at home. Tomorrow I have to go back again, another 6 days of work. But then I've got holidays, so all good. Weather was fantastic. Oh, nice. Yeah, looking forward to the pictures, Lee. Fantastic. Oh. Where am I? Come on. Uh-oh. Did I break it now? No. Hey Japes! And it's a beautiful livery, yeah. Especially love the details here. Yeah. I was just gonna press this. Okay, so you find C-Star U, so whatever the 787, 777 have, a bit more connected because there's almost no difference between normal mode and backup modes with lots of protection. You're still trimming just as every day in manual flight. It will feel intuitive. That's good to hear, yeah. So you only use the automatic convenience features like roll lift loss compensation, config change compensation, but other than that, it's pretty much just a Tuesday. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, if you lose the auto trim function in the 320, in direct law, for example, it's very unusual for you. So you know you have thrust changes having a pitch up, pitch down effect, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Or speed changes, configuration changes, and direct law. Yeah. You find it easy landing the Phoenix. I tell you what, yeah, I mean, I can show you a video in a minute from my real-world landing in Catania. So, I personally find landing the real aircraft easier than an aircraft in a sim. Not just the Phoenix, but... so, that is because of two factors. One of them is your peripheral vision. So when you fly in the real world, your vision is more like this, right? So you actually see, you know, left and right a lot more, and so you can judge your descent rate towards the runway a lot better. And the other thing is G-load. So, you know, when there's a change in vertical speed, you also get kind of a feedback in the G-load of the aircraft, i.e. your pants, right? So your butt will catch that immediately. So I personally, again, I find it a lot easier to land aircraft in real life. No, Florian. Hang on. Is it really that many flights? I don't know. I like Italy, so... Right, so this lake here, I don't know what it's called, but that definitely calls for Rome being very close by. So we're going to pass on Taquilla. It's called. So Tango Alpha Quebec. You are at the Rome should be just left of that. Total says you'll be constantly moving your right hand between throttles and trim wheel. Yeah. Oh, come on. Asobo. Yeah, that's true, Toto, yeah. Well put. Man, I love that low grumble, that low frequency grumble here. Beautiful. Thank you much. Successfully connected. Yeah, so I'm interested. It'll be interesting to find out exactly what all of these envelope protection systems are made of. So manual flight, also automatic flight. But from what I see from a pictogram, so if the autopilot is on, the autopilot puts its signals through the primary flight computers, so PFCs, and they then get inputs to the actuator control electronics, which then goes to the control surfaces, while the yoke inputs, so control inputs, go directly to the actuator control electronics, which gives feedback to the primary flight computers, but it goes into the actuator control units. So somewhere in there, some magic happens. Let's see if I can find that directly. Flight envelope protection. Exciting stuff, it really is.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
Big thank you with a big round of applause. To Serious Tool coming in with a new membership, Twitch Prime. Serious Tool, thank you so much for your support. That's really kind. Much appreciated. Welcome to our community. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, please. Well, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check that again, because no, it says normal mode. I'll tell you what I'll do. Toto, check your PM in a second, and you'll see what I mean. Just for your eyes, obviously. Right, so here we go. Yeah, so Rome should be coming up here. Somewhere there. How do you sit? Okay, so how do you sit in the real? So normally in the real aircraft, what you have is your alignment balls there. So you can see you've got 2 white balls and a red ball. So for the CM1, for the captain, he would adjust his seat in the vertical and lateral position so that when he's looking straight ahead, or his head is there, and he looks towards that red ball, the white ball will be covered.
Good night, black box.
Thank you much, Brenold. Thank you much, Brenold. Yeah. Well, it's going to be. I mean, we talk about April, Brenold, with the course. So I'm sure we'll talk before that. Good night, Brenold. Right, so the ACE, the digitized groups in the center, PFCs normal, and then use. Okay, so you mean like they're fed first of all to the prime flag computers and then back again, and then to the control surfaces, or do you mean the ACEs will go? The inputs still go directly through the spoilers and etc. And the elevators, ailerons, flapperons, as they're called. Kitman! Oh, well, let me just wait for the jingle. That's really, really kind. They're fed to the PFCs in normal mode, and the PFCs... Ah, okay. Yeah. Alright, so in normal mode they go through the PFCs, and direct mode they go directly, they bypass PFCs. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. It takes a long time for that jingle to come through, to Kipman. Let me just wait for it though. There it is.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Kitman, thank you very, very much for the €10 donation. Thank you for your support, Kitman. That's really, really kind. You've been such a huge support on the channel for such a long time. Thank you so, so much for that. And looking forward to flying with you again soon, Kitman. Oh, Kitman, hang on. Let's see. I'm not sure if you have X-Plane 12 or not. Yeah, well, we need to see if we can do a shared cockpit at some time. Thank you so much, Kitman, once again. Really, James? They have a head-up display and you hit your head on that. Oh, really? Oh, God. Yeah, so unfortunately in the 787 we're not allowed to use the head-up display, which is kind of a shame. But there we go. So, to the left we have Fiumicino. There's the airport. 16 left, 16 right, and yeah, there's downtown. So it's a bit far away, so see it there a bit. Dimitri, I can't state where I'm working for reasons regarding advertisement, etc., etc. So that's why I always say this. So. Good. I think now that we're passing the coastline, I think it's a good time to check first of all. Fuel on board is 2.8, and min diversion is 2 tons, so we have about 800 kilograms extra, so that's fine. And landing is at 16:15, so about an hour, but I think because the shortcut we'll get on the arrival route just like yesterday, I think yeah, it's about 5 past, so I would say maybe 50 minutes until landing. So I'll give you a video from a landing in real life in Catania. Enjoy that one. Yeah, that view is due to he had a camera which does 360-degree recordings, so that's why it does look a bit different to when I film these things.
Kräftig 10 Knoten hin. 3000 bleiben stehen, Fixed Approach. Ja. Last of Blue Country Goal Order.
$2,500.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit later about the issues on this approach, why I load the landing gear so soon, etc. I'll tell you that when we do the approach here in the sim.
1000. $300. 100 above. 200. Minimum. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 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 Auto brake off.
Oder das war zu der Zeit noch ein bisschen, wenn wir jetzt ein bisschen drehen. Ja, erstmal links. Ja, super, danke schön.
Yeah, the auto brake off is a new call out. So Airbus has decided to put that in because of the fact that there have been some runway overruns in the past where pilots maybe sometimes weren't aware of the auto brake being deactivated. So it can happen if the pilot flying, one of the pilots taps the brakes through the rudder pedals. It can kick out the auto brake, and then if you're not aware of it, yeah, then you may not brake manually because you think the auto brake is still on. So it's two things. You have a auto brake message here in the prime flight display, and you have sort of the light here as usual, and then if that's deactivated, you get that call out auto brake off. The interesting thing, I'll be interested to see what happens today, because we had 15 knots tailwind on our approach to runway 08. So on the ground we had a bit of headwind, 5 knots, and so the challenge was really coming down on the ILS with 15 knots tailwind. And so I did configure early to make sure that, hey Sanders, how you doing? To make sure that I am stabilized at 1,000 feet. And then the challenge was that the wind later suddenly shifted to the south and then to the front. So we tend to have more headwind component on the wind, and then that causes overspeed. So the speed increases, so you have to have a low power setting to catch that again. And I really dislike going anywhere near 40%, at low altitudes, because if you then have a little bit of a negative wind shear, the engines will take quite long to get back to 60%, let's say. So, thank you much, Toto, for the insights. I really enjoyed that. Oh, I'll let you know all about it, Toto. Don't worry. Thank you so much for the inputs today. Brilliant. No, the first officer, he had a mounting device for the camera that he could mount to the rail there, or to the panel here. So you see that stands out a bit. So he was able to mount that there very securely. So yeah, no, you wouldn't be allowed to hold that in your hand. I mean, the pilot monitoring has to have all hands free, obviously, because he needs to take over quickly if anything happens. So if I get incapacitated, he needs to take over quickly. So he can't hold anything. He can't hold a phone, or he can't hold anything while you are, landing. I'm pretty much planning to do the approach just I did in real life. So as things stand, we have I mean, I don't mind a circling, but I think the weather is such. Let's check that. Vin Mac, hey, how you doing? So, oh, hang on, we've got. Oh, amazing! We actually have control as well. That's so brilliant, guys. Thank you so much. That's really kind. That makes me feel really special. So people are coming online, opening up the tower for us in Catania as well. VIP as usual. Lol. No, it's not as usual. That's really kind. What are pilots doing during the cruise? Well, during the cruise, as you can imagine, the workload is not as high, and so we are responsible for monitoring the systems. Right? We make sure we do regular fuel checks, so that we make sure that we don't have a fuel leak, and the remaining fuel is enough to continue to our destination airport with all the required extra fuel values. And then we just talk. Yeah, we can we listen to ATC, obviously, to make sure we don't miss any calls. We monitor the airspace, and then we just talk. I spy with my little eye, yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. There is absolutely no cause for alarm. Well, yesterday was one of those days where we had a lot of holiday travelers, obviously, on board, and that was one of the days I actually took the time to make several announcements, not just for the scenery, things, if there's anything scenic to look at, but also because of that turbulence issue we had and the jet stream. I did explain quite extensively about the jet stream that we're in, and that we're going to leave it soon, and why at the edges of those jet streams you have turbulence, etc., and actually got a lot of really good feedback. So when the passengers disembarked, they like 3 or 4 actually said to me, thanks so much for the amazing announcements. They did appreciate that, so that was cool. They program failures. No, they don't. Maybe we'll read through some of the the updates, any revisions that you may have. You can do that as well. Well, yeah, normally the racetrack procedure is normally there to get you onto the final track of an approach. So circling is the approach itself at low altitude normally. That will then get you to the opposite runway. So if you look at the chart here, so I mean, this is not a racetrack pattern per se, but it's similar that you can, if you're at high altitude and you need to lose some altitude, you would do that in that pattern, get yourself aligned with the final course. And then a circling is what you do visually around the airport. So it's a visual approach. They call it circling. So circle to land, but it's literally a visual approach. However, as you can see here, the circling is obviously at very low altitude. So 700 feet is pretty low. That goes pretty fast. Yeah, okay, so Ivamo, I'm sorry I didn't respond earlier, but the aircraft just literally fell out of the sky. Okay, and it was unresponsive. Okay, that's weird indeed. Yeah, it's a good thing to report that. I've not witnessed that, but... Hey, Adrico! Buenas noches, señor. ¿Cómo estás? Have you been cycling again? Or hiking? The weather, that's gorgeous. And you can already make out the Mount Etna there. It's so cool to see that. Are you going to have an accident at 70 feet? No, not really. It's a challenging approach, so there's not much room for error, obviously. So you have to really time that approach correctly and do your turns, you know, correctly to get yourself established. I have published some things. I'm pretty sure on my website I actually have the standard circling pattern. Let me just check that. So under documents, let's do that. Procedures, approach. Yeah, so circling approach. So you do that in config 3, gear down, spoilers armed at F speed, level off at the MDA, so in this case about, what, 700 feet. And then at some point you will break off 45 degrees to left or right, depending where you have to circle. Once the wings are level, you start the timer, 30 seconds. Go back again to the downwind track. A beam, you press the stopwatch, and for every 100 feet above the runway, you have 3 seconds outbound minus... Actually, no, not for circling. So 3 seconds per 100 feet height. So in this case, it would be 21 seconds. You would turn base, and then go final flap setting, and then establish yourself on the inbound for the runway. Once you have... Yeah, once you are in the turn final... or when... Actually, it says when you have the correct descent path, and then, you know, landing is assured, go to final flap configuration. Hey John, actually, Oyst, hey, how you doing? Oyst says PAF was yesterday with Ryanair, the fastest bus flights stayed on for most of the flight. Well, that's something different then. That should not happen either, because normally law says that whenever you're seated, you should be, you know, fasten seatbelts anyway. So there's no need to have them on all the time unless you actually expect moderate to severe turbulence. How to deal with significant accuracy mismatch. Okay, so you can establish either your accuracy via the progress page. So if you have GPS updating loss and the DME updating doesn't work either very well, and so your estimated accuracy goes higher above the required, so the accuracy goes to low, then you can do a raw data check. So you would dial in a VUR station. So unfortunately we don't have much around at the moment, so I can't really do much here. Actually, let's do that. Sierra Oscar Romeo. Yes, let's go RatNav Sierra Oscar Romeo. Put that in there. That'll actually go out. There we go. So now that's tuned. And so we can have a look at the nav display, and so you can see that radial goes right through the station, and this is 40 miles, this is 80 miles, so this is pretty much 52 miles slant range. So yeah, I would say that is pretty accurate, right? So you can recheck your accuracy with raw data means. But there's obviously some restrictions regarding arrival routes, for example, stars. In our case, for example, today, if we go and have a look at the RNAV approach, it says RNAV 1 is required. And for the operational limitations, refer to 10-1 Quebec. So let's have a look. 10-1 Quebec. Oh, actually, this one, that's the... Well, that's for the ash cloud. Then sometimes on the chart itself, it will have a little ball note somewhere saying DME updating not authorized, or GPS updating required. So you'd have to check that. But in our case today, if it just says RNAV 1, it doesn't say, you would just check your accuracy and the raw data manner, and then you can still fly that approach or that star. No, these are Euro stuff. These are two different things. The one is a instrument approach procedure, what you're quoting, and the other one is a circling approach. So whenever you're approaching an airport runway where you follow a certain procedure according to the chart, then it's an instrument approach. The circle to land is a visual procedure. So the instrument approach ends at the point that you go visual and you break off to do the circling. Two different things. John, yeah, pleasure. So let's go ahead and check the weather again. So we have ATIS, which is absolutely brilliant. So look at that. So we get information Sierra. Actually, let's... Oh, Tango now. So Tango, we have ILS 08, transition level 80, wind, touchdown 240 at 4. So we have to expect a little bit of tailwind. Cab okay, temperature level. Well, I mean, I guess. Yeah, Yaroslav, pleasure. I guess we could, if we don't have many traffic there, we could try the circling for practice. But that kind of low-level circling as an excuse already is a challenge. I'm not joking. Real-world pilots will not always nail that approach, simply because if you misjudge the wind or misjudge the timing or the bank angle, you can really mess up the approach quickly, and you don't have much chance at low altitude to correct that. So, and of course, you have, at lower altitudes, you have bank angle limitations. So if you come descend, and let's say you get below 500 feet AGL, you're limited 15 degrees bank until 300 feet AGL, and then below 300 feet AGL, it's 10 degree bank angle limit. So, again, you don't have many options on the final approach part regarding corrections if you offset laterally. But that's fine. I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll go and fly the ILS approach. You're humming the go-around theme song. Well, I'm always up for a challenge. It should be very scenic. So we'll do that. And if we mess it up, then we'll go again with the ILS approach and then fly the ILS approach again. So the question is, what do we do in case of a circling approach and we mess up the landing? So initially, if we circle, we have to have the terrain around the airport, the obstacles, and the runway threshold inside. So once we lose that, go around. If we're not stable enough, so if you don't manage to fly the approach in a good manner, then we decide to go around as well. It depends on your position. So if we're on downwind, for example, we turn towards the airport and then follow the standard missed approach procedure again. All right. If we're already, let's say, on base, and we can still do that right turn outbound, that's fine. But if you're already on final approach and you go around because of that, then you just stay in the circling pattern area. So we'd have to go left in a climbing left turn to stay in that circling area, because it says not authorized north of the airport because you've got some obstacles and the city there. So we turn in the circling sector back again and then rejoin the initial instrument, or the original instrument procedure. Unless ATC says something different, gives you radar vectors. Look at that. Oh, and these little islands, they are definitely volcanic as well. So cool to see that here in the sim as well. How brilliant. Lovely. Right, so let's feed the computer then. So we had Tango information, so we can go under performance, we'll go and enter the wind, 240 at 4. So a bit of tailwind, level 80 for transition.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hey Tom, nice to see you again, and thank you so much for 26 months. Tom, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for that. Fantastic, thank you. Then we've got 11 degrees temperature. QNH is 1026. And then we do the MDA Barrow, I think it was 700. So circling Charlie, actually no, it's disregard. So Charlie 790, so 800 in this case, rounded up. But we'll put 790 in there, and then 800 feet will fly that. So if we're at 800 feet and the elevation of the airport is 38, so that's about 750 feet. Let's round up to 800. 800 times 3 is 24 seconds. So a beam, 24 seconds. And to help us find the beam point, that's something Milante does very well. I was quite impressed when he did that last time. Was it last time or the flight before? Shared flight. So he did put that in. So we'll put the threshold 2.6 in here, and the 2.6 threshold, and the runway track is 081. So that means it's 171 radial from that point to get to the beam position. So I'm going to put 171. That's one thing. Another thing I want to put in is, I mean, we're flying at almost 7, so it's about 2 miles. Because for 1 mile, it's 300 feet, right? So if we go to look at the airport now, let's scroll down. There we go. So So we go on, or come in on the instrument approach. We then break off to the south and follow that that circling pattern. And right there, when we reach that point, round about there, that's when you start the timer. 24 seconds outbound, base, and then final. And hopefully we'll nail it. If not, well, we'll go around. Killian, nice to see you too. How are you doing? Right, so, okay, so secondary flight plan, obviously, let's copy that again. And so what Magenta Dagger is saying, obviously you would feed the secondary flight plan performance as well. So, well, first of all, you go secondary flight plan, and then you enter the runway 26. So I'm just going to enter the runway, nothing else. No approach. So just runway 26 in here. And then for that, secondary performance. So it says secondary descent, secondary approach. So no more baro in there, runway 26 final. Yeah, so then we should be able to use manage speed. So what we'll do is, once we are in the circling, so we'll come in, we'll break off with heading or track, and then we'll activate the secondary flight plan. Not before, right? We'll wait until we break off, and then all be on downwind. Whenever we find the time, we activate the secondary flight plan. And that way, we can actually use the managed mode. Because otherwise, if you use the performance data for runway 08, you will not have a correct, or you may not have a correct approach speed. Bill Boss, yeah, so the timing, which is altitude dependent or height dependent, make sure that you are establishing yourself far enough away so that you have time to lose that altitude in a normal 3-degree manner. Right? What it does, it kind of gets the aircraft into a persistent vertical track every time. And so you don't have to, in one instant you have to descend with 1,000 feet per minute, the other one you have to go 500 feet per minute, etc. So it's literally always like a 3-degree profile down, which pilots are used to regarding, pitch, power. So that's the key. And that's why you do that calculation there, with the height and the outbound timing. Ah, so beautiful. I love it. One thing that struck me yesterday, I'm not sure, let me just call up that picture again. So yesterday I was absolutely amazed as we were on that arrival routing, which initially we've got direct Ukshuta, and then as we were here we got direct to, I think it was Pozim. So it's pretty much, we cut off that, and then on there, the problem there is you're pretty high up. So you're going to have to go a little bit outbound until you use that altitude to get onto final. And we used speed brakes, we slowed down the aircraft then, and then, at some point I said call in and say we're ready for the base turn. And then we got direct to Nazom, cleared for the approach. But yeah, that does cut off some of the track miles. So it's also a good idea to go and put in, well, let me put in 2.6 threshold already. So that for the circling later we have the distance, direct distance to the threshold. That's always a good thing to do. Right, decelerate, it says. And that is due to the restrictions we have between 190 and 150 there. So we shall do that, and we'll descend ourselves to 150 initially. So we go thrust out of descent, out blue, and 150. Are you ready for the approach brief? So now I can't hear him again. Why is that? Hold on. Let me get the sound settings open again. Yeah, the thing is I did change something in the settings, in the sound settings. I'll do that again. Are you ready for the approach brief? Are you ready for the approach brief? Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Ah, come on. What's happening? So then let me try this setting.
Audio test complete.
Can you guys hear that?
Audio test complete.
No! Now the beeping's back. I'm crying out loud. Are you ready for the approach brief? Are you ready for the approach brief? Right, guys, I'm going to switch off. I'll switch off FS2 crew because I can't, and the beeping is driving me crazy, and you probably as well. So, yeah. Right. So, unfortunately, here we don't have any snow because when we did the approach in real life, there was actually a lot of snow on that mountain, even on those parts. So, yeah, on these tops here as well, there was snow. And one thing that struck me yesterday was the fact that as we got onto the downwind, the landscape was so green. Kidman, yeah, exactly. Really kind of lush green. Right, I'm going to get myself direct. So, to... pose him with all the consequences that were being really high, so speed brakes out. Seatbelts on, more drag, yeah, and selected speed, that really helps. And currently it says we're only 1,000 feet too high. So thrust idle up descend. Let's get back in. Alright, cool. So, anything else? So regarding the arrival, yeah, direct to Posen, then arrival to Nazom. We'll fly the ILS Zulu 08 initially, followed by the circling 26. If we get it, that is. Circling altitude will be 800 feet, so 790 is our minimum bar row. 790 sectors. Speed brakes back in. Sectors are 5.8 to the southwest, to the east is 2.4, and the north very high at 13.3. Wow, Yeah, one thing that struck me yesterday as well, there's actually towns. There's a town here and there's a big town there. That is so close to that volcano. Like, how can you live there in the relaxed manner? Magenta, initially, you just fly that, you know, manually raw data, and then you try to sequence the flight plan again, go direct to the... actually, let's go manage to send again. Descent up blue 100. But obviously, the whole initial bulk landing procedure is visual, you know, you manual flight, and then just have your first officer or the pilot monitoring build up again the flight plan, and then go, you know, towards that Charlie Tango Fox 077 outbound, then just go direct index, get the holding working if necessary, and so on. Right. Cool. Look at that. That was so impressive to see that in real life. There's Catania, the airport should be there. Absolutely incredible. Right. And then we descend 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 next clearance, and the altimeter was 1026. Yeah, 1026. So set QNH, it's crush check passing 12,500 feet. Now is checked. Extra fuel, we still have around about 800 kilograms extra fuel. He says a ton here, so we have enough fuel for a second approach with that commitment. Required landing distance should be autobrake low at 63 tons, about 2,000 meters. So let's do 2.6 in this case. Apply the METAR, landing weight 63. We'll do autobrake low, back off, dry runway. There we go, about 2,000, 2,002 meters. So that's all fine. Autobrake is low. And RATNAV, we'll put in Charlie Tango Fox, and then we're good to go. Good, so we have to start slowing down here. We'll go manage speed thrust idle. And then now we just make sure that we continuously watch our descent. And we've got to be 3,000 at the descent point there. And we can use again the speed brakes to help us slow down. Because the quicker we get down, and the sooner we could go, let's say, NASM 5,000. Yeah, that's exactly what we got. We were outbound here, and at some point we got NASM direct. I tell you that it was a lot greener in real life. It was like really kind of really lush green, and I guess that's due to the very kind of fertile volcanic ash, or at least the ground is very fertile here, so it was really lovely. So 9,000. We need 4,000 feet to lose. That's about 12 miles. So if I go do this, I've got about 8 miles turn. Yeah, we're able inbound. So I would call in, say, able direct to NASM. Bam. And we'll do that. Let's do that. Select it. Flaps 1. The speed is checked. Flaps 1. Sorry, really quickly. I just need to go control options. I need to set my control here to normal FS2 crew. Otherwise, I can't move the flaps with my hardware. Not here down yet. So we'll go and activate the approach phase. Confirmed, speed managed. And just like yesterday, well, we don't have much tailwind on final, but that's the issue we had on the approach. About 15 to 20 knots tailwind. Tower is 18.7. Let me just dial that in. 18.7. What? Oh, disregard that. So 18. But yeah, that's the issue with the flight sim. Nothing to do with the aircraft itself. Right, there you go. LS on. Lights on. Catania Tower, buonasera from Itaro, 56 Golf is turning final, runway 08.
Itaro 56 Golf, Catania, buonasera. Wind 260 degree 4 knots, runway 08, clear to land.
Runway 08, clear to land. Grazie mille. Now for practice purposes, if it's possible, we'd like to do the circling at 26, if that's possible.
Itaro 56 Golf, absolutely. In this case, cancel landing the clearance, continue approach and report breaking off.
Fantastic. We'll continue approach and we'll call you breaking off to the south for the circling. Itaro 56 Golf. Brilliant. Hey, MAN!
Where complimentary drinks, snacks,
Hope you had a good day.
flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
So 5,000 until Nazon. Bit of tailwind.
Month number 53, thanks for your fantastic edutainment and all you do for the community, Captain. And time to renew my promise, you stream and I subscribe, BB711 thumbs up.
I love that saying. Thank you so much, MN. Vielen Dank. Outstar speed. Thanks for the 53, and maybe see you soon on another flight. So we're doing another flight today. I'm not sure how tired you are. But after this one, we'll plan to fly from Oslo to Bergen. And I actually have a new Bergen scenery, because RD presets had a horrible runway slope, and the other scenery doesn't. So cleared for the approach, 3,000 feet. I want to reach that right there for the final descent. We're on localizer. I can already activate the localizer. So lock blue, lock active. I'm in, fantastic. Look at that. That was just so impressive. As you descend, and that's 10,800 feet. The Mount Etna. Absolutely amazing. Man, but I wish I would have snow on it right now. So remember, we're going to fly the approach in config 3 gear down, spoilers arm at F speed. Break off 45 degrees, 30 seconds when the wings level, then back to downwind, etc. So one thing you should do then is already calculate your track for the break off. So let's make it easy. Let's say it's 80, so 80. So 125 is our head or track for the break off. Right? If you're bad remembering things like me, just put it in the scratch pad. 125. Right, flaps 2, speed is checked. Flaps 2, here comes the glide slope. Now I'm going to fly this in localizer mode. The reason is, so localizer and FPA, because then I can use the autopilot to level off, reduce my workload, etc., etc. There's the airport. Wow. Absolutely incredible. So we'll just level off here. start. I'm going to go selected speed to about F speed. Well, let's say 150. That's good enough. Gives a bit of margin for the circling. Can arm the spoilers already. So now with alt, I'm going to put in 800 feet for the circling. Go track FPA. Is it really? Kipman, good catch. I didn't see that. So it's going to be a 3-degree profile. So we've got FPA, out blue, 800. Gears coming down. I'm going to put the flight director to off. Oops. Put this. Actually, audio shows the progress page there.
2,500.
Alright, it's checked. Flaps 3. Speed is checked. Flaps 3. And we remember to call braking off to the south. Hey Nick, yeah, hey fam. Well, we didn't fly the circling. We flew the straight in. But I just wanted to see how it looks in the sim. Yeah, it does look nice. Good, so we are at our circling configuration. Flaps 3, gears down. So all it's missing is config full. We're on the glide, 4 straight in. Again, there's runway. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do as well. I'm going to put in one more line into that fix. Oops. So I'm going to put radial 081. Because that way I have a radial to help me look for the center line later on. And you'll see in a minute what I mean, circling the 800 feet. It is really, really low. For anybody sitting on the left-hand side, they would literally be wondering why the pilots were flying so low. And maybe it would be a good idea in advance to tell the passengers and the crew that you're flying a visual approach, which requires the aircraft to fly fairly low to the ground.
1,000.
So that they're kind of, you know, briefed already. 1,000 is checked. Now, approach checklist. Oh, we didn't do that, did we? Approach checklist. Outstar. So we go 125.
100 above.
So spiral ref is QNH 1026. Tower 56 Golf, breaking off south for the circling.
Tower 56 Golf, roger, the wind 260 degrees, minimum, runway 26, clear to land.
Runway 26 clear down, grazie. Tower 56 Golf. Right, so wings level, and then we go chrono start. There we go, 30 seconds. So seatbelts are on, minimum is Sparrow 790, auto brake is low, and engine mode selected normal. Approach check is complete. So what's missing is the landing checklist. Right, 30 seconds outbound, we've got 15 now. And again, look at that, how low that is. Imagine you sitting at the left-hand window there. Good timing from my wife, so just bring in the salad. Trying to hand it with the left hand. Dankeschön. Right, outbound we go again. So now we look for that abeam position. Not quite there yet. There's the threshold. Reset the timer. Remember that? Reset. And we have a beam. So we do 24 seconds. That's absolutely crazy. Try to repress. I don't think I can repress my wife anymore with flying skills. Right, menu flight. Right, activate secondary flight plan.
Minimum.
Speed managed. Right, then we go 25-degree bank. Manual thrust. So it's literally a continuous turn. Just go a little bit wings level. There's the runway. So now we go and check our profile. So we are currently 2 miles. Flaps full. Speed check. Flaps full. So we have to descend now and then try to get onto the path. So come on. A bit faster. Didn't watch the speed. Come on. So we're turning final. Landing checklist. You came in with landing no blue. So 1,000 feet per minute is absolute maximum. And you can see how quickly you can overshoot this as well. It's got 1 red, 3 white, 1,000 feet per minute. Come
400.
on. So again, you can see you don't have much room for error. If you're too high or if you are, you know, overshooting too much. So now we're on path. Let's get the right values here.
200. 100. 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard.
So spoilers, reverse green, brake low decel. Let's do a bit more reverse here. So you have to vacate at the end, by the way, so either the Bravo or the Alpha taxiway. Auto brake is still in. There we go. Kicked it out now. I got a bit distracted there with the speed though, so I was looking outside. And that's something where the pilot monitoring would be really helpful. So it would have been his or her duty to, you know, do the call out and say speed. Right, if you're getting too fast or something. So if you're doing that on your own.
56 Golf, welcome to Catania. Taxi to stand 329 via Alpha.
329 via Alpha. Grazie mille for the service, Itaro 56 Golf. Fantastic approach.
Thanks to you. See you next time, Black Box.
As always, thanks so much. Right, so let's do the items real quickly. Yeah, really cool from the controller to take the time to come online. That's really, really nice. Really appreciate that. Yeah, if you want to have a go, try it out. I know it's kind of daunting to, you know, see what has to be done in these circling approaches, but just practice. And you know, don't see. I don't know. Maybe some of you think, you know, going around is something shameful, which is absolutely not true. Right? It can happen so quickly that something happens that you have to go around. So it just happens sometimes. Yeah. And nobody is perfect. I don't know how many visual approaches or how many circling approaches I did in the sim and then in real life before, you know, I felt comfortable with it. It just takes practice. That's just the way it is. Thanks so much, guys. After landing checklist, we've got the radar predictability system off. So here's 328. There comes 329. Captain Danny, you'd be in the water? Nah. Right. What's that fueler doing there? Yeah, can you move, please? Thank you very much. And I tell you, it's so weird to see this now in the sim. Having seen that not too long ago in real life. With the Etna in the background there. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, where's my... Oh, there he is. Oh, she is, sorry. There she is. Magenta Dagger, there's a lot of stuff that's really tough when you are doing this single pilot. I mean, this jet is obviously complex, it's fast, and so whenever you do something in the sim single pilot concept, it is tough, right? That's just the way it is. Just accept it, and then, you know, practice. Try to get good at it. Right, 30%, 10%, fantastic. Here comes Beacon. And normally I'd wait until we have those in park, but it doesn't work this way here, so we do this. Oh, absolutely, Danny, yeah.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
That was actually not much overshoot, to be fair. You can have a lot more overshoot, trust me. It goes so quick. At that altitude, it's...
The boarding requested.
Oh, look at that. And Kitman, another one. Oh, Kitman. That is really, really generous. Another 10 euros donation. Kitman, this view is for you. Oh, there we go. Kitman. Maybe you'll be able to fly this approach soon. And this scenery is from Beautiful Model of the World. From Catania. Kipman, once again, thank you so much for your support. Good night to you. It was nice to see you again.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Parking checklists. Oh, I have to, let's do the checklist first. Then I'll say something funny. Parking brakes are shocked. Parking brake is set. Engines off. Wing lights off. And fuel pumps go off as well. What's the name again? 737 driver or something? 737 NG driver. He made a video and thought it was hilarious that we have that checklist point. Wing lights. He did a good explanation. He nailed it. So that is in because of a occurrence in the A320. I don't know which airline. I don't know when it happened. But the A321 has 2 doors. So they have one door there and they have another door somewhere around here. And so the jetway was connected to door 2 left. Not 1 left, but 2 left. And the wing lights, if they're on, they are positioned at right there where the jetway... Why is the jetway that far away? So the curtain, if you like, of that jetway was lying over the lights there. And that becomes very, very hot. So that curtain actually caught fire. And that's why, since you don't have any warnings in the flight deck about this, potential fire there, that's why they thought it's important to put this as a checklist point, and that's why it's in there. So good explanation by him, but I was just wondering why he would make a video about that as a 737 pilot. But there you have it. Nice. Okay, we're off to the second flight, guys. I'll stop the stream real quickly, as I usually do, and then prepare the second flight. And then I'll be back, and we're going to fly from Oslo. That is still the old scenery, just sim, which is not bad. I know there's a better scenery from Orbix, but that's 35 euros or something. And I don't fly to Oslo that often, so Yeah, we'll use the just scenery, but new scenery for Bergen. Is it really, Danny? Okay, MD-11 is landing airport 5 miles southwest. Okay, well, hang on. There's an airport. Is that a military airport, though? Because it says in the notes for the approach or the AOI, it says, careful not to mistake that other airport for Catania. No, Yaroslav, that's also payware. And I can tell you the developer, just give me a second. I'll just start Simmark here real quickly. I can tell you it's from Salvuz, S-A-L-V-U-Z. That's the maker of this add-on. Big thank you guys for all the resubs coming in today and the generous donations. Thank you so much. Big welcome as well to all the new members. Welcome to the community, and looking forward to the next flight. Bergen should be fun, and I am flying to Bergen in real life very soon as well. Actually, I'm going to fly to many interesting airports now. Stavanger I'm flying to, Marseille, Bergen. So lots. Behind. It's probably military down here, I think, in this case. Right. Thank you once again. Thank you so much. See you in a couple of minutes if you like.